I want to thank you for being here this morning for an update on the weather situation. I'm here with Dr. Ariel Cohen from the National Weather Service, who in a few minutes will give an in-depth update on weather. But a couple of the top lines. You know that we are expecting rain Wednesday through Thursday, and the heaviest of the storm is expected Thursday afternoon through Friday. So, of course, because of the fires, this means that the area has an increase for debris flows and other impacts. And citywide, there could be mud flows, street flooding, and downed trees. So the city is making important preparations for the rain. We have a head start, and so more than 7,500 feet of concrete barriers, more than 6,500 sandbags, and other erosion control measures throughout the Palisades. Clearing of the catch basins and removal of fire debris to clear our storm drain system for these rains, and ensuring we have systems in place to capture polluted runoff before it flows into the ocean. So our city departments are on high alert, and our general managers are standing behind me here. The fire department will pre-deploy resources, and sandbags will be available at fire stations, so you can go to lacity.gov to identify which fire station. The Bureau of Sanitation has activated its wet weather plan, putting trucks, generators, and other equipment at the ready. And the DWP is putting crews on standby to respond citywide to any outages. So please look for urgent alerts that might be sent to you via text, email, and phone through notifyla.org, and you can sign up for these alerts at notifyla.org. So I want to highlight two milestones, important milestones in the recovery and rebuilding process. So the DWP has restored nearly all electricity to nearly all of the standing homes in the Palisades, and crews will continue to complete more complex temporary repairs, and will continue connecting individual customers to circuits that have been restored. So the electricity is back on, water is going to take a little longer, and especially because of the rains. So the second milestone that you are aware of is that the phase 2 of the debris removal was anticipated to be many, many months away. But I am proud to say that this is beginning now. So private property debris removal will begin in the Palisades this week, and this is record time, the fastest in modern California history. But we do have a challenge. In order for the Army Corps of Engineers to remove the debris on your property, you have to either opt in or opt out. So far, 2,400 individuals have opted in, 78 have opted out. That leaves 1,698 homes that need to either opt in or opt out. And we really want to encourage people to do this. That will help phase 2. The other thing that will help phase 2 is if neighbors organize together, and if entire blocks can submit their form, when the Army Corps of Engineers goes out, they can clear an entire area instead of going house by house. So this is an unprecedented disaster recovery effort, and my number one objective is always to do everything possible to make sure that families can rebuild their homes and their lives as quickly and as safely as possible. So this accelerated timeline emphasizes what happens when the local, state, and federal government are all coordinated and responding together. We'll be able to cut through bureaucracy and working together on behalf of the people of the Palisades. So once again, we need 1,698 families to either opt in or opt out. If there is any problem with that, you can go to lacity.gov to see the process. So tomorrow, we'll be opening our one-stop rebuilding office, which we've talked about for a while, where all of the appropriate city departments that will be involved in the planning and the permitting process will have one location so families can go there. And we are also going to open an impacted worker family recovery center for those Angelenos that worked in the Palisades. So if you were an employer we want to make sure you let your employees know, or if you had people that worked on your property, we want to make sure that you let them know that this center will be there to help them with employment assistance and other things to get them back to normal. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Ariel Cohen from the National Weather Service.
Thank you so much for having me here, Mayor Bass. I want to really urge everyone to take the alerts seriously here. You know, exactly as the mayor mentioned, we have a return to some potentially dangerous weather conditions across the area. Most places are not going to experience those dangerous weather conditions, and it's possible we get through this rain event without any significant problems. But the potential is there. And those across the region, all Angelinos, are encouraged to be taking the weather alerts seriously here. We already had flood watches issued, and as was mentioned earlier, we are now looking at what will be, up to this point, the most significant storm season so far this winter, impacting the greater Los Angeles area from Wednesday into Friday. Now, we'll have deteriorating weather conditions gradually taking place through the period on Wednesday, although the main concern is going to be Thursday afternoon through very early Friday morning. The greatest concern is going to be 2 p.m. on Thursday through 2 a.m. on Friday. That 12-hour window is going to be when we're looking for bursts of heavy rain to move across the region. Rain will be coming up gradually through day Wednesday into Wednesday night, early Thursday, but then during that period from Thursday afternoon through a little after midnight, we're going to have a strong bursts of rain coming through. With that activity, we're expecting total rainfall amounts to range from about 1 to 3 inches, except 3 to 6 inches over the mountains, including the Palisades and San Gabriel's region, which includes many of the burn scars. So that, with so many burn scars across the area and the rain having the character more of a bursting type of pattern, we're looking at very intense rainfall rates to bring the potential for significant debris flows. Now, we're not saying that they're definitely going to happen. We're saying right now approximately a 50 to 70% chance of that activity, but there's certainly a possibility that everyone stays okay, which would be the most fortunate outcome. However, given the elevated chances for significant debris flows consisting of raging torrents of rock slides and mudslides that can be damaging and even deadly, now is the time to start getting prepared for these potentially dangerous conditions. We're urging everyone to already have an evacuation plan prepared, know where to go, have multiple ways of receiving emergency alert information. If an evacuation warning or order is issued for your location, you have to take that seriously, because seconds mean the difference between life and death when it comes to those orders and warnings. So right now, already be thinking about the what ifs. What would you do if an evacuation warning or order were to come, or a flash flood warning were to be issued? Do not drive through flooded roadways. Even outside of the burn scars, we're looking at the potential for some pretty significant urban area flooding. Many freeways may be flooded out, and this will have the potential to also create very dangerous conditions across the region. And so everyone needs to be thinking about potential alternative travel arrangements. Do not ever drive through a flooded roadway. You don't know how deep the water is. It can turn deadly in a matter of seconds. So now is the time to be thinking about what you would do. You know, if you are in a particularly flood-prone area, think about using sandbags. Think about some of the other flood mitigation ways that you can take ahead of time so that when the warnings come out, if they come out, you already have a plan in place and you're taking the steps rather than just getting ready right in the moment. Because again, seconds save lives. Now, also, with these bursts of very intense rain that will have the potential for flooding and significant debris flows, we're looking at the potential for severe thunderstorm-like damaging wind gusts. Again, not a guarantee, but there will be that potential across the area as those bursts of heavy rain come through Thursday afternoon into the nighttime time frame. Those winds, even without lightning strikes, even without thunder, we'll be capable of downing trees, power lines, creating flying debris, and that will have the potential to impede any ongoing recovery efforts across the area and be dangerous to anyone who is outdoors. So right now, remember, do not go near any down power lines at all. Stay away from trees if at all possible. And just please keep that in mind, because we could end up with sudden damaging wind gusts. We got to think ahead of time what we would do if those were to come. Don't be surprised if we're issuing warnings for severe thunderstorms with damaging winds. No guarantee, but it's something we need to be thinking of ahead of time so that we're ready. So right now, what we're doing at the National Weather Service, we're working round the clock to work with all of our partners in public safety, emergency management, fire agencies, law enforcement, so everyone has the information that they need to keep folks on the front line safe. We are working closely with the mayor's office to ensure that the mayor is apprised of all of the latest weather conditions so that decisions can be made with the latest cutting-edge information to keep everyone safe and protected. My amazing team of heroes at the National Weather Service, who I have the honor of leading, are working very diligently and with tremendous dedication so that all Angelenos have the information that they need to stay safe and protect their lives and those of their loved ones. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions later on. If there are any, just want to encourage everyone to be weather ready as we head through this event.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Cohen. And just to emphasize, of course, we're concerned about the Palisades and the burn areas, but this is for all of Los Angeles to be concerned about the rain and the impacts.